This episode of Podasaurus is brought to you by spoilers for the first episode of the second season of Star Trek The Next Generation.
Welcome to the Podasaurus. This is just a little intro chorus. Welcome to the Podasaurus. We'll be talking about some games and more us. Welcome to the Podasaurus. Kyo and his friends won't bore us. Hopefully. Welcome to the Podasaurus. So listen up, it's time for Podasaurus.
I guess that's good enough. I never know.
It's more or less
Okay.
there.
It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Podasaurus. I'm your host Lou, and today we have Ken
Hello.
and TimberTaft.
Hello.
How are y'all?
Good, good. It's a wonderful time to be alive.
Explain.
Well, December just happened, and you know what December means, right?
Destroy Dick
Wait,
December.
Like the month of
Wait, do you mean it just happened as in if like December is over? 'Cause you said it just happened. Like, is it?
No. It's
gone
like
now?
no. It's still in progress. The December is in the happening state, and because it's happening, we now have a plethora of brand new things to talk about. Right? That's what happens in December, right?
We
had that big Steam sale, so everybody went out and bought a whole bunch of video games, right? That's what people do in December.
Yes, we went out to Steam to buy games over the weekend. We went out to buy them.
Is this not how the video game people play their games anymore? Am I out of touch? Is this where we are now?
No, we've all moved over to the Epic launcher. Are you stupid?
What the hell is an Epic launcher?
What, you don't know what the Epic launcher is? Are you kidding?
No, I'm familiar. That's where you play Fortnite and do anything else, right?
They have other stuff. Wait, do you really not know?
No,
anything
I
about...
know about it. I have like 3 free games on there that I never play because I forget that I have it. But
I have to make sure, because sometimes you think up-to-date content is Clive Barker's Jericho, so I have to ask.
Listen, Clive Barker's Jericho is a masterpiece that should be played at all years. At least twice a year. That's all I'm saying.
At what time of year?
In December. In December.
Both in December.
Yes. Twice a month in December and then never again.
Twice in December, please play Clive Barker's Jericho.
Yes, this has been now. Wait, why did I say Jericho? I don't even care. Clive Barker's Undying is the good one. Why did we end up here? How did this happen?
Because I said Jericho,
No,
and I was gonna fix it, but then you went off on it.
And I'm not
so
digging. I'm not digging
go.
this grave anymore. I'm not digging this grave anymore. Who had an exciting thing happen?
I did a Tom Hanks giving special on my stream.
I actually saw the new It's a Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood movie with Tom Hanks. I don't know if that featured...
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah. Well, that's the name. That's the actual name of the movie. Is It's a Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood.
Oh.
But yeah, but he does play Mr. Rogers, which is kind of.
What did you do, Ken?
I just bought a camera, actually.
What is this camera for? The man who doesn't show pictures of himself on the internet.
It's for B-roll for when we actually start using our YouTube.
Will it just be B-roll of that one island that's being created from the volcano that's still erupting?
Yeah, I'm gonna live stream it and just show how that piece of land of 30 feet in diameter is being raised.
I mean, it's a good way to test the the heat specifications of your camera, whether or not it can withstand that heat.
Can you put it in a volcano? Because that's really the only use for it in Hawaii. That's all you're going to use your camera for.
Of the hot magma.
Yes. Do you get like
Did you know
more
there's a type
fire?
of like?
Sorry.
Did you know there's a type of lava or magma called Ah? It's just AA.
Does that work?
That's an that's an actual word that you can play in Scrabble. It's a word. Look up AA. It's Ah.
It's a
type of lava / magma.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the sound effect that you'll be making when that magma is covering you.
Ah.
Do you get more fire Pokemon when you're close to the volcano, Ken? Like when you're playing Pokemon Go, is it just like Magmars all the time?
Just a bunch of Slugmas.
Is it really?
No.
I need a Corsola.
You guys
have to bring
act
me a
like
Corsola.
it's right down the street from me. It's on a totally different island.
Yes, but
Well, your state's not that big though. Like even like combined, they're not that big.
Yeah. It still takes about a good 30 minutes by airplane to go there.
it's
Oh
swim.
wow, 30 minutes by airplane.
How long does it take from one point of Missouri to the other?
You can't. By plane, you can't.
Mm.
Well, I guess you can go from St. Louis to Kansas City. Driving takes about 3.5 to 4 hours, so flying's probably an hour to hour and a half.
Mm.
It's the same distance. Like to go to Chicago, it's like an hour and a half. I think it's like hour and a half. I don't like to go through Chicago, so I don't remember. I always go through Minneapolis, St. Paul.
That's fair. The traffic there is actually
Yeah.
terrible.
Minneapolis, St. Paul is a nice airport. I don't know why. I guess to get people to go to Minnesota. Like, why would you go there otherwise?
Yeah, Gray had to go fly in through O'Hare, and he was not having a good time, supposedly.
Well, that's when Yana and I went to study abroad. Like when we came back, we had to go through Chicago. When we got there, we had 30 minutes to get from the domestic or international to domestic, and then we couldn't. And then they canceled our flight, and then they canceled all the flights until Wednesday. And her dad had to come pick us up in his car.
I remember she told me that.
Yeah, it was nice he did that, but it still sucked. So yeah, video games. So how's y'all's video games going?
I love being an Amazon Prime delivery service, man.
Have you not finished that yet?
No. I've been taking my good sweet time building that road. I'm at this part of the game where you can just build a road from one part of the map to the other. I'm about halfway through it, but I've been just collecting and disarming, I'm using quotes there, the mules or the other enemy NPCs, just so I can raid their materials, get all the metal and all these other like materials that I need to make the road, and I've been doing that and hard resetting the time so that they can respawn, because they're on a set timer,
Ah, gotcha.
so that I could get more material and build that road. I don't even know where I am in the game because I've been just so focused on building this road.
That sounds exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Road
And, well,
construction.
that and then Pokemons, but
I would love to talk about Pokemon, but you guys are taking your sweet ass time.
We
to
can
play it.
discuss some of it. We've all now started the game.
All right, then let's start there. Wait, Timber, do you have anything else game-wise you want to talk about, or is it just Pokemon?
Before we get into Pokemon, I've been playing this game I found in my Steam library called Xenonauts, and that's a lot of fun. If anybody's...
Yeah, I keep seeing you like jump on Steam with that. I'm like, I keep thinking you're streaming, and you haven't been.
I might... That's probably going to be the fill for Deus Ex once Deus Ex is done. But it's basically an XCOM game that is trying to replicate XCOM from, like, the 80s. And it does a pretty darn good job of being the hardest one. I spent so much time in that game. I can't really explain why. It just has a really good tone to it. It, instead of being like, oh yeah, we're like these big muscle dudes and we're gonna beat up those aliens, yeah. It's more of like a depressing, somber, like, hey, we don't get along because it's the Cold War, and suddenly there's aliens, and we're all gonna die if we don't like work together. So can we like make that happen? It's very different tonally, and because of that, I like it. I don't know. I always like it when games take kind of this, I guess, almost more depressed tone. I had the same thing with Stalker, right, where it was like I wasn't really into open world RPG gunner games like Borderlands because I found them a little too silly. But then Stalker came along and was like, what if it's really, really depressing and very Russian? And I was like, that sounds good. let's have some
Gunner
of that.
games.
Gunner games, yeah.
A shooter?
Yeah, first-person shooters.
Why would you call it a gunner?
Well, because that's what you do.
I've never heard someone call it a gunner before.
Well, it's like a run and gun, you know? Because you're running and you're gunning in the first person.
My computer just like flashed. Did I disconnect or anything?
No, I mean, you stopped
Okay,
talking.
because I watched like all my
that's normal.
monitors flash and then like shut off, and I thought my power went out. So, okay, I guess I just haven't moved my mouse in like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that.
Just having a really calm, leisurely conversation about gunner
Like,
games.
I stopped talking because I'm like, well,
But-
maybe I should stop in case we have to edit this, and now I just have to decide whether or not to take this out or not. I don't know if I'm going to later.
I mean, let's be real. It's going to be here. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed listening to the flickering of Kyo's electrical equipment.
God, I hope it's not flickering.
Good time.
Was there anything else game-wise you played?
I think it's literally been just that and Pokemon's. And also just whatever I streamed.
When did you stream last?
To be honest, when did I stream last? Like a week ago. I'm sorry, everyone. The holidays happened, and also some life stuff happened. So we're looking at the next stream's going to be tomorrow.
Which, by the time this podcast comes up, or goes up, rather, yeah,
already
it'll be in the
happened.
past. Maybe Timber will be on by that point. Who knows? That's the fun of figuring out TimberTaft. Make sure to go follow him on twitch.tv/TimberTaft. See when he's live. Who knows when?
Well, I do have, if you need to know when I'm live, you can always check out my twitter.com/TimberTaft or go on the Discord. I do post a schedule, and I usually post with days in advance whether or not I plan on streaming a particular day.
Odd time to promo, but okay.
Well, you can shuffle these around.
Yeah, I'm just going to take this out here and just
shuffleable.
put it at the end. That way, it'd be like, no, you
Listen,
promoed
it made
already.
sense.
You don't get to do it at
made
the
sense.
end.
No. Listen. Listen. You presented the opportunity. It may as well happen. Anyway, how about you? What video games have you been playing?
I thought
Joe?
you'd never ask. So, game-wise, I've been playing a lot of Pokemon. I finished the main story and then the bit after the story. And I've been breeding Pokemon in there because... I made a team, and then I realized later that once you beat, like, the first thing of the battle tower... Or, yeah, like the first... To get to the first rank or whatever. And then it tells you what your stats are, like with words. Like, good, better, no good, best. So when I bred all the ones, they sucked. So I had to redo it. I've been redoing it slowly. Because it took me like...
Oh, no.
It took me like 60... It took me like 2 full boxes of Yampers and 2 full boxes of Drifloons to get ones that didn't suck. So we're slowly rebuilding this. Aside from that, stream-wise... Wait, do you... What?
Oh, I was just thinking to myself, man, I wish I had boxes of Yampers. I just got my first Yamper.
Do you want a good one?
Like... wouldn't that break the game if I had a good one right
No.
now?
It's level 1.
Well, sure, I'll take a.
Okay, I'll give you...
I'll take a good.
I give you
Yamper.
a egg. No, I'll actually have to hatch it. You don't get a egg. What else have I been playing? I've played a shit ton of FMV games. I don't know if people are tired of them yet. I'm not. But
I mean, have they been doing well? Because classically, they don't. But I really enjoy them.
there's a big population of people that want to go through the nostalgia of those or just come by that know me and they're like, what is this? Like, what the fuck are you playing? I'm like, this is called Ripper. It stars... It stars Christopher Walken.
Is this like Soul? Is this like Soul Harvester or whatever that one was just called
Oh
Harvester?
yeah,
wasn't it? That
we
nightmare?
did Harvester last week too, but Ripper has Christopher Walken and Paul Giamatti in it. And there's actually quite a few big name people in there. I started it last week when we I don't know if I started it the day we recorded the podcast or like the day after. That actually was really good. I enjoyed it. Like, again, the end of all FMV games where you're just like, I don't know what to do to trigger the ending. I had that. I actually really enjoyed the entire game outside of that bit. Although they had some weird shooting sections in it where you were just clicking the mouse and it was like Cloverfield cameraing flying through a space. Those weren't fun, but then half of them had like a cheat code you could use to skip it, so I just did that. Because I'm like, what's like 1996 era, like a... shooting gallery stuff with no way to slow it down. So I'm just like, it's like, or you could just type in murder and it's quick and you finish it. I'm like, I'll type in murder. So we played that. That was fun. I got the killer I wanted without trying. So that was nice. You could have 4 killers in that game. It could be like one of the 3 main people or one more person. And then I got the one more person that wasn't sure if they'd actually be considered a killer or not. And I got it. It was great. and Paul Giamatti was in it.
So is it that there are definitely 4 killers, or you kind of dictate whether or not a person's a killer based on your actions?
Yes, there's 4 paths, and I got the one to get the 4th killer. But you can have like, I don't want to even like, I don't know if anyone's gonna go back and play Ripper. Is anyone gonna go back and play Ripper? I know I did, but that doesn't mean anyone else is. In case someone decides they want to watch my my VODs of it, I don't want to ruin who I got or how it could be. I definitely recommend watching that one. I think Ripper was really fun. Please watch that one. Aside from that, I played Harvester again for Thanksgiving.
I kind of feel like just being like, hey, where could people find this Ripper video that you talk of?
Ripper.
But,
Like Jack the Ripper.
Ripper. That's what I said, Ripper.
I heard River.
River?
Ripper.
That would be a much more soothing game than Ripper, I think.
It sounds like one of those stupid games like Flower or Flow or whatever like that game company makes.
Oh yeah, I played Flower recently too. That's actually a good.
You don't play Flower. You
segue.
just hold down the right trigger and then like hope for the best.
To be fair, Alchemy Fox was the one.
To be fair,
she's really enjoying it. She likes. I guess she likes how pretty it is, and there's a lot of pretty stuff that happens. So
I know that company made Journey,
gratifying.
so I'm not going to give shit on Journey because a lot of people say it's good. I never got through it, but a lot of people like Journey.
Yeah, I think part of the magic of Journey and like things like Journey and Abzu was partly the fact that they got I think it was Christopher Winter. No, something Winter. He made some great music for both of those soundtracks, and I think those really characterize what made some of the moments so emotional in those games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he actually composed Flower, which may be one of the things. Plus, it was released as sort of like a tech demo for the PS3, so for most people, it was just like, look, a screensaver that I can play.
Yep, that's what Flower is. It's a screensaver that you can play. Journey's a real game. I mean, it's mostly a walking simulator, but at least it's a game, I guess. It's pretty.
I don't know, did they ever publicly release like those tech demos for older systems before? Where I was like, hey, do you want to have 1,000,000 Marios on the screen falling on top of each other? Here you go.
Mario 128 turned into Pikmin. We never got I don't think we ever got any of those. I remember a tech demo for something came out recently. I don't remember any specifics about it, but it was something like we thought this was lost, and it came out.
We almost have the Final Fantasy VII tech demo for the PS3 out officially as like a thing we can play.
What was it?
It only took till the PS4 to get it.
What came out recently that was like it was lost forever? Everyone thought it was lost, and we ended up getting it. I know like Star Fox 2 did that, but they had that completed forever.
Half-Life, Alex, VR.
That's not really like a lost game though. It's an interquel. It's on Half-Life 3. I know the like original Pokemon, like I don't know if it was Red and Blue or Gold and Silver stuff got leaked, and they found a lot of Pokemon that were cut. But that's about it. Speaking of Pokemon,
Oh no.
how are y'all getting on with Sword and Shield?
So I am at the very start of the game. I played through probably till the second time you fight. Gosh, I don't remember. Is it Rod?
Hop.
Okay.
Rod.
Listen, for some reason I called my character Jason, so
Why?
I don't know. I was just like
Jason?
Jason?
Jason!
It was partly that. It was partly that, and also because I was just like, what if I was just like some normal guy that isn't me?
It didn't have a dumb name
So I'll
like
just
you
be
do.
Jason. Yeah, he has a dumb name like I do.
No, he doesn't have a dumb name like you do. Jason's
Yeah,
at least a
TimberTaft.
nice normal name, not like your real name.
People shudder at the thought of my real name. Cannot be uttered in polite conversation.
So what happened after you fought Rob the second time? Like, how were you liking up until then?
I liked it a lot. There was one thing that happened that confused me because I'm not sure. But around that time, the game was just like, oh, by the way, it's sunset. And I was like, does this have a day-night cycle? Or is this just programmed to happen right here because this is when that's supposed to happen?
The towns and stuff, they're all basically where you are in the game. That's what the time is. Until you beat the game, then the day-night cycle takes place during the towns and anything that's not the wild zone.
Oh, also, I'd like to preface my Pokemon conversation, because inevitably this will be a very Pokemon-heavy podcast, because that's what we've been playing, that's what everybody's playing. I did not really properly play a Pokemon game since Pokemon Gold. So anything that happens in this game that I'm like, wow, this is super interesting, and I really love that they added it to the game, may have been in the series for quite a while, it just wasn't in Gold. So I do apologize for my ignorance in certain things.
Have you gotten any gyms? I don't remember when you finally do your first gym challenge compared to how many times you fight Hop.
My first gym is immediately after this. My first gym is immediately after this because I just got the gym voucher. The dude was like, "Hey, I think you're qualified enough." And Hop, I guess
you're here and I have
two,
two, so I guess you can have it.
Yeah, it was such a begrudging gift to Hop. He just.
Yeah, I don't know how I like Hop compared to the other.
I like him because it makes me feel bad. Like I said, I am Gary Oak in this game. I am the elite prick that you have to fight and keep losing to get to the top.
It's kind of switched in recent years. I think since kind of XY, but like since then, you get the strong Pokemon, and then your rival picks one weak to you. So you have become the rival instead of you being like. And the problem is, then your rival thinks they're the main character, but they're not. Hop thinks he's the protagonist, and he is not. And he the course of his story, his arc is him slowly learning he's an NPC.
God,
it really.
I'm in a video game.
Like. He just realizes he's the NPC throughout the course of the game.
Why do I keep losing and not?
Why don't I understand type advantages and disadvantages?
Oh, no,
he does. I even let him know when he knows type disadvantages and advantages. What? That's Hop.
Oh my God, this is like a really terrifying version of Wreck-It Ralph, where they're just a little too self-aware about their own limitations.
There's another. Have you run into another rival character at all?
I have not. I know that there's several good ones with great music to them, but I haven't gotten to any of them.
See, because I want to ask you, like, you haven't fought the first gym, so I want to ask you what you thought about, like, the gym theme and, like, Bede's theme and Marnie's theme, stuff like that, because the music in this game took a while to grow on me, but there's some, like, actual stellar tracks in there, and then there's some crap, like Hop.
I really love it.
Like, Hop's theme is crap.
I mean, at this this point, I'm still already wowed by, I think it was the Whispering Weld. Mm-hmm. Where you first meet the legendary Pokemon.
That kind of has like a Tails feel to it.
The howl synth to it. It did have a little bit of a Tails theme. It definitely did.
Hop's theme?
But in general...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was basically done.
Hop's theme sounds like a discarded battle theme from Mario and Luigi. Does it not? Like, it's like they were going to make another Mario and Luigi, but the company went under, so they just repurposed the battle theme for Hop. That's what it feels like.
A little. I honestly, like, I know I heard Hop's battle theme. I don't think that it even clicked in my brain. I was just like, oh, it's just
it's forgettable. I only remember it because of how forgettable it is.
I kind of had a similar moment with, not the first town you start in, because I thought that peaceful little village theme that it played was great. But when you get to the second town, where they're first like, and this is a Pokemon Center, that town has a really great moment in its song that doesn't kick in until like a minute in. The first minute of it is incredibly forgettable. So by the time you get to the good part, you're like, why didn't it just start here? Why wasn't this just like this really bombastic, like synthy, trumpety thing that's happening? Why wasn't this just the whole song? I feel like there are a couple of moments where they really stretched it out. I actually did a little bit of research musically. I was looking at all of the soundtracks from Pokemon. And I was just like, what do all of their first, like, worlds sound like? And going through them, I ultimately came to the conclusion, okay, well, obviously, Little Root Town is the winner because that's just such a good song. But in general, the length of songs has inflated over the course of the series from the first game where it was like a 30-second piece all the way to the latest game where the first game, like the first section is like a minute and 20 seconds long, and it's not always to its advantage to be longer. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think these loops could be reduced and it would be a little more impactful. But anyway,
who's your favorite Pokemon so far?
Music lesson.
New one.
All right. Well, so Alchemy Fox's favorite is Nickit. Mine that I've encountered. Does it not count the starters? You said not the starters.
Oh no, just new ones. Like if you know which ones are from the new generation, one of those, because like just to keep it like within more consistent or more recent, I guess.
Sure. So not counting starters.
Starters are fine.
I
You can say starters, even though it's boring.
Starters. I actually really like Score Bunny, and it's not a popular opinion. I think a lot of people are like, it's basically just Bugs Bunny with like a Band-Aid on it, right?
People love Score
But
Bunny.
like, I looked at really people love Score Bunny. I constantly saw people going on Sobble Squad. Like Sobble seems to be the fan favorite.
All the depressed people pick Sobble.
I felt so bad when I picked Score Bunny because there's like a pregnant pause of 20 seconds where it's just Sobble sitting there staring and just being like, no one picked me. This is my life forever. I'm just going to be here forever. And then like finally Leon pops in and he's like, okay, you're coming on my team to probably be the final battle against the player because you're literally the counter to his Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And Sobble's like, yay. You're gonna pay for this, jerks.
How about you, Ken? What are your thoughts so far?
So, it's all right. The Wild Zone is a nice refresh, but it's still Pokemon to a point. I've played up to Ghost Girl.
Oh, you have Shield. Okay,
I have Shield.
I don't ever.
I
haven't
Shield.
fought her because she's not in Sword.
Wait, there's like exclusive trainers
okay.
in Sword and
There-
Shield.
Yeah, there's exclusive
there's 2 in each.
gym leaders.
Yeah, I have Shield too, so I'm looking forward to that.
So yeah, like I've not kept up with this game. Like literally, as soon as I knew what the starters look like and the Dynamax thing, I've kind of like kept myself in the dark because I knew I was gonna buy it eventually. I didn't know how popular that
Wooloo is super
was
popular.
gonna be.
Wooloo's so cute.
He's super popular and super prominent in like the beginning, like first beat of the story.
Yeah, because he's Hop's, like one of Hop's Pokemon. From the get-go, it's just like, why does he get a Wooloo? I want a Wooloo.
He starts with 2
And then
Pokemon
you
against
immediately
you.
walk outside. Yeah, and he can't even win with those.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hop.
And you still beat him.
There were some surprises. I'm the same way as you, Ken. Like I stayed in the dark. I think that's the best way to enjoy the game. Like there are so many people who complain about, oh, this Pokemon's not in the game, or did the new Pokemon look like crap? You know what's fun for me in a Pokemon game? Walking around a field, not knowing what's gonna happen. What am I gonna see? It doesn't matter how dumb it looks. The first time I see a Pokemon, I'm like, oh my god, this is new. What the heck is that? It's so dumb looking. I don't like it. I'm talking about the Tootle or Turtle, whatever the hell that thing was.
What, you don't like
shock.
Chewtle?
Chewtle looks so weird. At least his base
I
evolution.
love Chewtle.
You love Chewtle? He's so dumb
Yeah, but
looking.
look at the derpy face. Like, if the Pokemon's name was just Kyle, you'd be like, okay, this Pokemon is Kyle. Like,
I mean, he is definitely a Kyle.
he's Kyle.
Well, I mean, if I got his shiny version in Pokemon Go, he would be a Kyle.
I would. If I used one, I would name it Kyle. His evolve form's completely different, but like he's so derpy. It's like a first stage.
I still picked him up just because he's the only water type, so I have to give him a fair shake. But
anything else, Ken?
anyway,
You talked over.
Yeah,
Ken.
I did interrupt you, Ken. I apologize.
Nothing. I do like Appleton.
I haven't used that one at all. I don't have I never found a. What is it? Applin? I haven't ever gotten an Applin.
Yeah, so I have I got the apple Pokemon, and because I'm like, oh, it's a grass Pokemon, and it's a dragon. It's a very, very weird situation for a grass Pokemon trainer like myself. I also picked Shield because I took a Pander. I bought both, but I decided to go with Shield because I took a Pander of the Pokemon, and Ludicolo is on that on Shield side, so I decided to get that one because I do like Ludicolo. Lolitad is probably one of my favorite. I do like Seedot though. Seedot only. I didn't like Nuzleaf and Shiftry. Don't like them being edgy.
I like
because it's
Nuzleaf, but I don't like
grass type
Shiftry because
Pokemon.
I just don't like the Tengu design.
Yeah, that's something that kind of ruffles me. Plus, it doesn't really help that I really do like Dead or Alive, so just thinking of Tengu, and I hate that guy. Though Ponyta was a very nice surprise, though. It's a giant unicorn.
Yeah, do you not know about the Galar forms?
Does sound very
Timber?
cool. I'm completely in the dark. I'm trying to avoid like anything that I haven't directly encountered unless it's something
Without
really
spoiling
hard
it,
to
just like
find
the
out.
game before
just
it, they
playing
had
the game.
Alola forms, so they took like some Kanto ones and made specials.
Yeah. Sorry. I am aware of Galar just because I've encountered I haven't encountered the Black Wooloo, but I know it's a
Like
thing,
they have
and that's a
Galarian
Galar
versions of
thing, so-
Pokemon, so there's like some Pokemon from previous generations that have new versions of them. So like the Ponyta in that game is
okay.
different. It's not a fire type. So you'll have things like that.
Okay.
Like the design's a little different,
Yeah, it's a unicorn.
and it's basically like a regional variant.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I liked it when they did that with the Alolan. It's also an easy way for them to be a little bit lazy with their designs by being like, it's the same Pokemon, but different.
Honestly, I'm
But-
okay with that. Like I'd rather have like lower new amounts of Pokemon than just new forms of older ones to make them more relevant again. Like I had the Galar Zigzagoon on my team the entire game. I love that thing.
Oh my god, you had a Zigzagoon on your team the entire game?
Yeah, because
What world is this?
Obstagoon's really good.
Obstagoon. That's
Well,
great.
it has a third form in this one, and it's great. I like it.
As a brief aside, I'd also like to say I did pick Shield because I liked that legendary better.
You didn't want Sif?
Sif
Yeah, you don't want
is
Sif?
cool, but like I don't know, the Shield Wolf is like basically it's like a combination of like the shield enemies in Kingdom Hearts combined with like a lion. It looks more imposing to me.
It's a dog.
They're both dogs. they're both dogs, but it looks like a lion.
If you would have told me you like it because of the shield liger from Zoids, I'd been like, I get that. But instead, you gave me what you just said.
Look, I like Kingdom Hearts, okay? That's what I reminded it. Goofy has that shield. It bit things. It was cool. It would...
Sora, Donald,
course.
and Goofy.
Huh?
One of my mods is named Kakusu Sora. So for a while when she came by, if someone typed Sora in and say hi, one bot will respond Donald, and another bot will respond Goofy. And that's the only purpose the bot had.
I'm excited to say I fixed my bot. It will now properly do the sound commands with the keywords.
Yay. I can't wait for you to stream in
Yay.
like 3 weeks for me to see it.
It'll happen tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean last week.
I need to figure out when this one should go up because the first one was late. Ideally, I want this up on like Friday.
Ideally, I'll give you sounds like audio clips that are actually the correct audio clips this time, and you won't have to delay.
Spoiler, he didn't. Ideally, you guys will be listening to this
Oh.
on Friday, the Friday after we record. At least as early as that.
By the way, Groki's second evolve scared the
Wacky.
hell out of me.
They're like,
Yeah.
what if we
I
just
did-
put Grookey on a rack and stretched him out?
I really liked the evolutions for most of the starters. I think they did a really good job with them.
I fell out of
Grookey-
love with the Grookey line by the end.
That one gets really, really intense, but it's cool.
I really don't. I'm weird. Like, it's not that I don't like the new starters, but I don't like them as much as previous ones at all.
I mean, nothing's gonna trump Rowlet.
Yeah,
at
so I
least
really
right
would
now.
rather had Rowlet again for the third time.
Ah, Bulbasaur.
Well,
man.
Bulbasaur's cool.
Or Chikorita.
Chikorita. Give me my little dinosaur.
Chica!
You know, the weirdest thing to me from Sun and Moon is that I was pretty sure the fan favorite was Poplio. And then Rowlet just, like, bursts through
The seal?
Yeah, the
Poplio was
seal.
everyone's favorite at first, and then once they saw Primarina, they stopped liking it.
Because
Yeah, they dropped it
because
like
they're
a
like,
bad habit.
what do you mean my what do you mean my Poplio was actually a girl
They just don't.
by default?
A girl clown
They
seal?
don't
Girl
like
clown
feminine looking. Like the Pokemon fan base in general is kind of weird. They don't like the feminine looking starters unless it's like, I don't know. They expected it to not look that feminine for both, but it's like, look at the what's its name? Gen 6's. What is that one's name? The fire one.
Can save me.
What's its name?
The pig?
No, Gen 6. The fox.
Gen 6?
Fennekin. The Fennekin line.
Fennekin.
Like the Fennekin line turns into like it goes like the witch route. The second form is pretty much a like female young witch, and they don't like they did not like that, but then they actually really did like that, like Gardevoir, and they just don't Google these Pokemon's names. Don't Google Brexen or Gardevoir or Salazzle now. is a thing, but Salazzle's already kind of weird.
No,
Well-
I did see with the Salazzles because it's like they have the dimorphism between the female and male going into the evolutions, right? The Salazzle, so it got really
It doesn't
weird.
help that they like drew like the Pokemon stance is very seductive. That one was.
They're like, eat your heart out, DeviantArt. Here you go.
They knew what they were doing. That was for a specific group. It's out there. What were we talking about? Ken, who's your favorite? How far are you in the game?
I just got my 4th badge, so I just beat Ghost Girl.
Okay, and that's where you said like the game varies between Sword and Shield. I'm
Sun and Moon, yeah.
I'm running on very little sleep this whole week, and I streamed for like almost 8 hours today, so I'm like frazzled.
So, like, I'm looking at the gym people, the leaders for this game, because I'm just like, like I said, I haven't looked at any information, so I'm kind of just surprised. And apparently Sword or Shield has like all the waifus, because like all the gym leaders from here on out, they're all girls. They're all like younger looking.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of them are like that. I
Are
think
you
the
saying I
last
made
two are
the
not.
right choice, Ken?
I mean, do you want waifus
Say
or
again?
do you want husbandos? It's up to you. That's a personal preference.
Yeah.
Well, have you found any husbandos you like, Kyo?
In the game,
Leon.
Leon and what's his name? Ryan, the dragon one. You meet him like immediately. Those two, I think, are meant to be husbando bait. I think a lot of people though are gonna start like making the fire gym leader the husbando, because he's like he's supportive dad gym leader.
I love his personality, but I'm just really bothered by the fact that by default Leon's like appearance is that he has like, what was it? He has like some red hair or he has some hair, and then he has like eyebrows and like a beard that are not root color. So, and it just
His
bothers
hair's not
me.
red.
It's not red. I knew
It's
it
a
wasn't red. I
hat.
can't remember. It's not a hat.
He's wearing a hat.
He's wearing like a purple thing. It's like a purple hair thing.
No, he has a hat on, and the bill is flipped up, and he has like the outline of a crown on it because he's the king.
Oh my gosh.
And he's wearing a cape. Did you not understand what that was?
I thought that was just his hair.
No.
I thought it was just his hair. Okay, it makes more sense now, at least.
God, Timber, why?
I just thought that's how they designed him. I was like,
No.
man, they really went wild with this character. They're just like, he's not going to have root color. It's fine. He dyes his hair.
It's okay. Ken, who's your favorite Pokemon so far?
Apple.
Apple. That's right, Apple. So you enjoying it?
I like grass Pokemon.
You said.
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. I am very mad that the grass Pokemon trainer is the first leader. I'm like, god damn it.
But you knew that going in. Oh well, like if you followed it, you knew going in. Like it was like what I forgot like the order, but like you knew it was gonna be like the grass, water, and fire immediately because that's how they always are, or like something like that.
So I'm like, oh man, big kind boy.
With that face on him though, what's with that face? He's like big and buff, but then he's got this like Opie face going on.
Looks like a pit boy.
He does.
There's like another character in what is it, My Hero Academia, who's of like similar build, who's like very hulky, and he's like the number one like student in the third years, and he has the pit boy face. And like every single time, like his first appearance, I could not take him seriously because it's like if a pit boy just like worked out and had like kitty pride powers. That would be Milion, but yeah, Milo.
Milo?
Oh boy, Milo.
Milo.
I've been reading it in like Japanese style.
Oh, are you playing in Japanese?
I started Sword in Japanese, but then I'm like, I'm not gonna do this right now. I don't want to think. I want to play Shield first and just put my mind off.
I always like start playing a Pokemon game in Japanese, and I'm like, I don't know the names of any of these. This is making this really hard. And all the like inane tutorial stuff is worse because I don't know if I can skip it or not, if it's important. So I'm like, should I be reading this? Just to find out I didn't need to? So now the Japanese playthrough is always my second time through.
Oh yeah.
Any more thoughts on the game? Or is it like where you guys are? Is that pretty much...
Where I'm at right now, like, it's alright, and maybe... I heard they do something different for Elite Four, so that's where I was kind of just like, oh, okay, maybe I'll look forward to it this time around when I get there.
I have a lot of problems with the game, but I am enjoying it. I did enjoy it at least. Storyline wise, like the main, I had a lot of hope until a certain point, and then the hope was all gone. Like I thought stuff was gonna happen more. Like I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but I don't know how much do you care about the story of Pokemon? I don't know.
Depends on whether, like, does it do impressive things with its story, or does it do fairly predictable Pokemon things with its story?
So, what did you think of the story in Sun and Moon? Did you feel like it was too much? Did you feel like it was too prevalent throughout the game?
I didn't get as far as I would have liked in that because the tutorial took 20 years. But I forgot to mention, I really appreciate in Sun and Moon, in Sword and Shield, that they actually made a lot of the tutorial dialogue optional. It's like, hey, have you heard of Pokedexes? Yup. It's like, well, here you go then. And that was kind of the end of the conversation. Really, really appreciated that. But
did you know you can turn it off every time you get a new Pokemon or catch one? You can change it so that you don't have to give it a nickname right away, so it like speeds up that too.
Yeah, I was familiar with that change, and that's also why they introduced the nickname station at the Poke Centers, which was kind of... Initially, I went there expecting it would just give like a random nickname, which would have been cool.
Your
but hey, it's fine.
You can get, you can remember and forget things all for free at the same place now in every Pokemon Center. It's great.
I wish I had a shop I could go to that would let me remember things and also forget other things.
It's like that's I did like the things they had like that. I like the wild area. It runs like absolute ass when you're online, which wouldn't be a problem if the whole point of the wild area is to play online. So that was annoying. I do like they added some things, like there are 2 nurseries now, so you can have 2 breeding projects going at one time if you really want to. It's not really like logistically sound to have 2 sets of breeding things going at once, but I guess you could set one up, go to the other one, when you're done just fly to the other one and it's ready to go. So I've been using the one in the wild area to breed my Yampers and my what else? Drifloon. What am I on now? Farfetch'd. I'm working on Farfetch'd right now. I need those. If you guys need a Farfetch'd, I will give you an egg, and you can have that egg.
Woohoo!
I do have some content left I can do, because this was something in the pre-release. I don't know how much it is, but there's the main series of gyms you can do, and then there's like they want it to be like there's like 2 circuits, like, you know, a lower, like you know, like Rookie League and like Champion League. There's another, like, you can re-challenge things at, like, later in the game too. I haven't done that because I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to because it's the only way you can get certain items I need, which is annoying, but you know, I'll figure it out. Overall though, I did like it. I want to talk more about it, but I can't. You guys are supposed to finish the game.
At least you convinced me to start. It took some prodding, but you got me there, and I am enjoying it. I'm just slow at games, okay? I'm not Captain K.
No one's
level,
Captain K
but
level.
I am definitely like. But I'm definitely like on the Captain K side of the spectrum with my speed of playthroughs.
Was it last week that I told you about the Captain K Toad voice Nicki Minaj song? Okay. Afterwards,
I don't think you told me this story.
I will send it to you afterwards, and I'll also post a link in the description if I remember, because it's Peter did good work. He did God's work there, and I will share that with people. So, aside from that, anyone want to ask me what my favorite Pokemon is at this point? Anyone want to do that?
Yeah, who is your favorite Pokemon?
So, I didn't expect it to be one of my favorite ones to use, because I can't just pick one. Well, I'm going to say I love Sirfetch'd, because he's just, Sirfetch'd. I didn't expect Yamper to stay on my team the whole game. Its evolve form is OP, and it was like my highest level Pokemon for a while. It still technically is. It's the only one I got to 100. What else did I really like? Because I try to use...
Oh, little dogger?
Yeah, the dog. That's why I bred them for the for like just like, you know, like air quotes competitive for afterwards, because it was that good. So I use that. I only use new Pokemon or new Galar versions throughout a thing. I had Sirfetch'd. I stopped using my starter, but I had it around. I used the Roly-Coly evolution, and that was really cool. What else did I have? The Yamper line I kept with me. The Obstagoon line, like the Zigzagoon line, I love that one. Who was my last one? Oh, the regional bird. I had that too. I like Rookity. I don't mind its fully evolved form, but I like when it's a Borb. The Borb's cute. But mainly my favorite one was probably be like the Zigzagoon line or the Yamper line. I didn't expect to like those two that much. They weren't even on my plan for my team when I looked into it. I'm the opposite of you guys. I have to know what's going to be in there. I just don't need to know when they're going to pop up. So I kind of like pre-picked a team in my head, and I didn't end up going that way at all.
I see.
No, you went in not blind at all. You were like, I'm gonna pick these. I do like the Borb as well, because I'm a big fan of Borbs, as people may know. But I don't know. I do like it. I like the fact that it has a somewhat useless ability to just like make things unsettled by being around them every
unnerved,
time.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you're
cannot eat
unnerved
berries now. Everything else is fine. Berries
Like, oh,
off the
God.
table.
It's like, I think I can visualize it too, because it's just, you know, it's a bird. It wants berries. You don't touch your berries, because it will take those from you.
It's just like you're out with your friends somewhere, and like you have some berries, and like you got a nice like fruit parfait, and you're outside, and you're like, your friend's like, why aren't you eating your parfait? Just like, the fucking bird's looking at me. I don't think I can eat these. Like, just eat it. Like, I don't know. No, I can't.
Dude,
that bird's looking at me. I can't eat these berries for some reason.
Do you see how it's looking? Do you see how it's looking at my parfait right now?
Oh,
Do you see that?
Yamper has a good ability. It has ball fetch, so whatever ball you throw first and it misses, it will go pick it up for you. It doesn't go out and do it, but its ability is to like pick up whatever ball you threw and missed with the first time you catch a Pokemon. So it's actually a good ability on it for a while. I thought it was going to have that the whole time through, and it drops that one when it evolves.
Oh, wow. I guess that makes sense, though. A little OP to stay with it forever.
But was there anything else?
But you could get a second Yamper.
Yeah. Did you guys do any raids or anything at all? Like anything in the wild zone?
I did one.
I haven't done any metagame stuff.
I like them. I just wish you could skip.
Yeah, it's the startup is kind of.
Like, I could understand online to, like, get everyone synced together and, like, if you can't skip that. But if you're offline doing the raid solo, let me skip the Dynamax, like, the Dynamax animation, and let me just, like, skip through that stuff quickly and stop giving me NPCs that use Hydro Pump. Like, they have a Magikarp with Hydro Pump, and it uses it against, like, a grass type. All the Pokemon they give you with the NPCs are stupid. All those trainers are stupid, the NPC ones, and they just use, like, not very effective moves against the thing you're fighting, and you only have 10 turns to kill it. And if it's a 5-star raid, they have 3 shield segments that you have to knock them off. And it's a pain in the ass, and the NPCs are just fighting against you to make sure you don't beat it. And then when you do beat the thing, you throw a ball, and you're not guaranteed to catch it. Which sucks when you have to like sit there and grind for the Gigantamax Pokemon and you have no guarantee of catching it after sitting there for 15 minutes in a raid, and then you don't know if you're going to catch the Pokemon. Because not everyone's going to use a Master Ball on that. Because what if it has bad stats? You wasted your Master Ball. Just little things like that piss me off in the game. Why are you quiet? Stop going quiet. I thought my computer broke.
No. No, we're just letting you stew in this anger. This rage.
Whatever. Anything else even come out?
Let me think of what was actually like notably exciting.
Because I don't think anything came out on Black Friday, because it's the worst day to release anything.
Nothing really come out to my knowledge.
No,
Did we get anything?
I got stuff from Steam. I went out to Steam and bought some games for Black Friday.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of FMV games.
You went out to the Steam, got yourself some Steam games from the Steam store.
Yeah, I went out to Steam and bought Age of Empire.
Why?
You know what I bought recently? More cases for my Switch games.
But
they don't sell them. But they don't sell them at GameStop. I literally asked the attendant at the front, being like, "Hey, so like those containers that come with the Switch like boxes? Well, I already have a Switch box. Can I just like get the cases?" And they're like, "People ask for those all the time."
Wait, what? Wait, what do
But
you
we
want?
don't have them. Like those little, the little red containers that like you just hold your Switch games, because Switch games are really tiny. They're really easy to lose.
like a
I
travel
like
case.
compartmentalizing them in like a
I'm thinking you're trying to buy
Yeah.
like the plain,
So I
like
wanted
the
to get-
clear cases that the games come in.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were thinking, getting there.
No. No, just like the little carry cases. But they literally didn't sell these. Like I had two options: go to Target or buy it off Amazon. And I'm just sitting here like,
Why
doesn't
don't they sell
GameStop
those?
have little plastic boxes? Yeah, like come on, this is like money. This is money waiting to happen. It's literally like a piece of plastic. It'll cost $2. People will come in and be like and buy it in droves because they're buying so many video games. Hopefully,
They
from
used
you.
to do that
But,
when they had the starter kit or whatever. Because I have one of those.
I have two of them.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
The struggles of buying physical. It made me go, maybe I should buy more of my Switch games digital. That might
Now,
benefit
Timber, I
me
thought you were
ultimately in the
gonna
long
go
run.
say that you were gonna get another copy of Glover.
How
I
many do
should
you
get
have?
another copy of Glover. I can't wait for the re-release of Glover because they're making another Glover. I have 3 copies of Glover.
There's 3 copies too many for one person to own. Like I don't
You know-
even own a copy of Glover.
Do you want one?
Sure. When we have KyoCon
Sure.
2020, you can bring it.
Oh man, that'll take place. In not Missouri,
It's
right?
going to take place in the last blockbuster in the country.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it
Oh,
gonna take
Alaska.
place?
No, it's in Oregon.
Blockbuster.
It's in Oregon.
It's in Oregon. Yeah, we
Oregon?
had this
Isn't it in
conversation like a year. Like,
Oh yeah,
a couple
yeah.
months back.
None of this is planned. None of this is certain. Do not expect this to happen. But it's definitely happening. The cogs are there. The cogs are turning. The ideas are going on. KyoCon 2020 blockbuster. You heard it here. Not first.
I did go to the good old Book Off and buy another copy of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater.
Why? You don't need another copy.
Well, because it was a bundled with the Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty Black Label, which I don't have. So I was like, might as well. It was like $5.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have like black labels of everything. So Solid 2, 3, 4, the Ground Zeroes, and 5. Yeah. So
God, 5. That was the biggest waste of $90 for me because it was $90 in Japan when it came out.
yeah, and censored.
It was just one scene. The one scene it was. I honestly didn't bother me. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, I remember. Yeah, didn't you have like an acquaintance that was making such a kerfuffle about it?
Yeah, they always complain about every censorship thing. It's like, but it's okay when your country does it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else game-wise that I have done. It's just been mostly FMV games. I bought some from Steam and I had to return them. I had to return the 11th Hour and the Dame Was Loaded and the Titanic game because none of them wanted to... 2 of them didn't want to work properly. One of them would end up being an educational kids game from Australia set in the United States during like a film noir with a film noir like hard-boiled detective aesthetic. And it just was too much of a kids game. It wasn't fun. I was like, this is just boring. I can't stand people narrating every little thing they do. And that's what the game was.
Oh man, I really feel like if you're buying like a bunch of those older games, the GOG versions usually have fewer problems and are actually packaged with like emulators that can help make them run better.
So any of them that are not DOSBox, I've said I'll only buy on GOG because I know they'll work. If they're DOSBox, I'll buy them on Steam because there's usually no issues. But if they're not, I just look into the GOG version first. Like I bought Toonstruck on there. Did I buy anything else?
Ooh, that's a good one
Yeah, it
too.
has Christopher Lloyd in it.
Yeah, I am familiar. That one was really that was a shockingly good little FMV adventure game.
Did I get another one? I have Seventh Guest on there. I have Toonstruck. Seventh Guest sucks, but I played as much as I could of it.
It's a classic. Seventh Guest was the one that I was always like, this looks like a scary mist. so I was always intrigued. But
That one just had stupid puzzles. The puzzle I gave up on it was there was an 18-part piano memory puzzle that played like Simon Says. I had been playing the game for 8 hours straight on stream, and I got to that, and I'm like, fuck, no. I am done with this. And everyone's like, it's not worth it. I'm like, it's not worth it. I'm not coming back to this game.
I feel like I would probably handle that okay. But then again, I'm the same person that, for whatever reason, could not beat the frickin' like Skull Kid Ocarina of Time, Simon Says, minigame, where they're just like beep 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 beep.
I could probably have done it if I wasn't
they
so
just keep
tired,
building up on it.
but I would have I
Right.
still would have been annoyed. The guide I had just told me what all the notes were. I'm like, I don't know how to play piano, jackass. This doesn't help me. It's like you just hit like A, B sharp. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Did I buy anything else? Oh, I bought Gabriel Knight 2, The Beast Within. That is fantastic. It is the only game out of a 3-game series that's FMV. The other two, one of them's like a 2D adventure. The next one's an FMV one. The third one is like a polygonal 3D adventure game. The first and third games have Tim Curry as the main character. The second one has this random dude that if you would have told me he was Tommy Wiseau's cousin, I'd believe you. I need to finish that tomorrow. I bought... I've had Bad Mojo Redux. I don't really care for it. I bought Tender Loving Care, which apparently I'm going to have to get a screen to switch to when they show boobs on stream. Because I've already accidentally shown boobs on stream once recently. I can't do it again. And then I bought...
Did you get a strict warning?
No, I got nothing, but I don't want to push it. But then I bought I bought 5 Tex Murphy games. I don't know anything about them, but people kept telling me to play them.
Oh, yes. I have a Tex Murphy game that I picked up as well that I bought purely... I can't even really... I just picked it up because it was FMV, and they made it like a new Tex Murphy recently, being
they did.
yo, it's... Yeah.
What was it?
So I was like, well, let me check.
The one I just clicked on to check on is like mostly negative reviews. I'm like, it's fine. What is the most...
The Tesla Effect one. Tesla Effect's the most recent one. Yeah. It doesn't look like it's mostly negative. According to Steam, this was a 90%.
It was a different one I clicked
This is
on.
the one that I own. Oh,
Did they get a new guy to play Tex Murphy? Is that the same dude?
I think it's the same dude. He's just old. Not sure. To be honest.
I want this. Buy this for me, Timber. It's $20 and I'm broke.
Okay.
What? No, you don't have to actually do that.
No.
No.
No, it's happening right now.
No, there's other things that are more important to buy.
No. This is Kyo's Christmas
No, no, I haven't even played the first Tex Murphy game.
How much is Glover?
Are you just gonna send Timber a copy of Glover? Look for a Japanese copy of Glover. He doesn't have that one.
Okay, maybe when I go to Japan in freaking Golden Week of all times, I will go look for Glover.
If it's not an N64 cartridge, I literally can't use it. So, if I'm getting a 4th copy of Glover, it has to be for the N64.
It's not on anything else.
It's on PlayStation as well,
Really?
actually. Yes, it's a far inferior version.
Oh man,
it came out a year later.
An inferior version of Glover. What could it possibly be?
Well, for one thing, if I understand correctly, one of the problems is that the PlayStation had better frame rates than the N64 did, and it was a frame-bound game. So there is at least 1 or 2 puzzles in that game that are actually impossible on the PlayStation version because the frame rate is too high.
Wow. So I got some questions. You guys want to go to some questions? If we're on the topic of Glover, we have exhausted games for the day.
I don't think that's true.
It's $5 for the
just the
N64
peak.
right now.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I have some questions for my Discord if you'd like me to read them, though.
Go right ahead.
All right. Well, those of you who are new, I don't know how you would be, but in case you are, my Discord server has a little channel here called Ask Kyo Stuff, where you can ask me questions, and if they are real questions, I will answer them. Our first question today is from Will, and Will asks, do you know the capital of Alaska?
No, we didn't even know our state mottos, so why would we know other states' capitals?
To be clear, he spelled it Juneau. So, do you know the capital of Alaska? It's a pun. Do you get it? Do you get it?
Dude, you... What was it? I'm sorry? I'm not awake enough for this.
Moving on. Alabama Tofu asks, okay, now where is our episode? It's up already.
It released.
It already came out.
It's there.
Some of these are...
Go see.
Some of these...
Tell your friends.
Some of these are specifically for me, so I'll try and make them general. Black Shotgun asks, will Kyo buy me sushi? No. TimberTaft, will you buy Shotgun sushi?
No.
Ken, will you buy Black Shotgun sushi?
I mean, by the time I send it to him, there'll be stuff growing out of it.
Yeah, this is very true. I would not recommend Black Shotgun to eat any tofu that was sent to him by any of us.
Sushi.
Just as a...
So the answer is a resounding no.
Yes.
Barry,
I wouldn't recommend it.
Barry said, buy your children sushi. Black Shotgun is not one of my kids. My kids are apparently only Mako and Barry, so... Alright, next question. Where's some more things? Who sings the intro to my podcasts? I'm going to assume they meant podcasts, but the podcasts... Okay, the answer is Aaron. I tagged him in here, but I still want to point out the theme song is sung by Aaron Gorn _ I think that's his name on Twitter as well. I can link it in there. He sang it for me. This has been the theme song since the first season of the show. I did say if we ever get any of these episodes to 100, I will sing the theme song. I am tone deaf, so please don't make this happen. I want the success, but I don't want to sing this theme song and record it.
Okay, we can do it a cappella.
Timber's gonna beatbox. Ken is gonna do the...
We're gonna do a harmonization.
Yeah, me and Ken are gonna try and figure it out. We're both tone deaf, though.
Yeah.
I'm relegated to beatboxing. just to keep it fair.
And that answers the second question, will I sing one intro? There we go. Let's see, any more? Do we have more? Okay. Mario Verse, Luigi Gooigi, Kyoryu Verse, Louis Gooey, or is it Kyoryu? What do you guys think on this one?
Oh, it's gotta be Louis Gooey.
Louis Gooey.
Yeah, Kyoryu doesn't work as well because Ryu is one sound, so you can't split it up like that. Yeah, that's that one. All right. Barry tried to say Goryu, but I don't like that. That sounds like a Yakuza character.
It makes sense for you. You know, you're on the horror games. You're Goryu.
Goodyu.
You know, that's like your October name.
Goodyu.
Goodyu?
Yeah, it doesn't. No. That sounds like a Yakuza character. All right, more questions from Chi. Favorite voice actor, Ken.
That
you were so ready to go.
Go, Timber.
No. Ken, go.
English or Japanese?
Well, whatever. Just specify before you say their name.
Japanese, Nakashima Yuki. She is one of my favorite voice actresses as of right now. I'm actually part of her fan club. Please.
How much do you pay for that?
A good $10 a month.
And you don't even subscribe to my channel.
What you talking about?
No, you don't.
I keep on forgetting when the Prime runs out.
Now I'm gonna sound like an asshole. Timber, what the fuck, Timber?
Congratulations on your Christmas gift.
It's a black screen. Oh god, it's a Tesla effect game. God damn it, Timber. Are any English voice actors you like? Thank you, Timber, you asshole.
Johnny Young Bosch.
I can see that. I
So
didn't ask you yet.
It has to be.
You yet.
Okay.
Timber, who's your favorite voice actor?
Okay. Does it have to be a video game voice actor?
No.
Or
It's
is it
not specified.
Okay. I do actually legitimately like David Hayter and what he does in his roles, even though he basically just plays the same character every time. So I wouldn't call him my favorite for versatility, but I do like the kind of characters he plays. I think that his voice is perfect for it. So whenever he's doing Snake, when he played Zangetsu in Bloodstained, I thought that it was appropriate. He also did the narration at the very start, which was more subdued, but it showed that he was at least trying to do something that wasn't Snake. So I do appreciate Mr. Hater in all his endeavors. There's also a character that I keep hearing. The guy that did Lelouch in
Lelouch?
in Code Geass.
Johnny Young Bosch?
Is that the voice actor? I really like him in a lot of the roles.
Is that Johnny Young Bosch? In Code Geass?
I need to look this up now. This is Johnny Young Bosch. Yes.
Okay, it's Johnny Young Bosch. Yeah, he's in everything. He plays that guy. He plays the main character in Bleach. He's everywhere. Anyone else?
Well, he's very good. I think that pretty much nails it. If we're going like female voice actors, my favorite right now is probably Erica Lindbeck. Ever since I saw her in Your Lie in April as the titular character.
Their name is Your Lie in April. That's the character's name.
No, hold on. I'm brain farting really hard right now.
Stop typing.
No, never.
I also like Tomokazu Sugita.
Kaori was her name.
Kaori. Okay. That's the titular character from Your Lie in April.
Couldn't remember the name. I'm sorry. I was trying to you think of a really long word while I found the character name. I'm sorry.
All right, for me, as far as Japanese voice, sorry.
I know one of them.
You know one of my answers. You know both, I think. For Japanese voice actors, my favorite are Uchida Maya and Ichimichi Mao. They both play characters in literally everything, so it's hard to nail that down. But Uchida Maya, what was he most recently in game-wise that I was crazy about? I'm trying to remember. I know she plays, I don't know why, but I know she plays the Sega Dreamcast character in Sega Hard Girls. So, because it's my favorite console. But she was in Sentai, she's in a lot of anime, a lot of games. It's hard to, nail one down. And then Ichimichi Mao, the same, and a lot of Sentai stuff, in a lot of games and things too. I'd say the names, but, it's not gonna help anyone. As far as U.S. voice actors, Tara Platt, I love her. She has a great voice. And then also Karen Strassman, who played Aigis in Persona 3. Tara Platt actually played Mitsuru in there. They both are in Persona 3, and I love both those characters. People probably know Karen Strassman, though, from Virtue's Last Reward or something. I think she plays Sigma? Did any of you play the Nanori games?
I didn't, but I did listen a little bit to, I think it was when Fangirl played 999, and I think I heard her voice for Sigma.
I'm trying to double check now. She played Fi or something like that in Virtue's Last Reward. And was there another one after that? Or is that it? I thought she played Sigma. I might be wrong. I was almost definite she did. I'm pulling this up on my phone right now, looking through it, trying to remember which game came out when. Or maybe it was just that character. I think, is Sigma the main character guy? I don't know, whatever. She's in Virtue's Last Reward. I like her. That's my answer for that. All right, also another question from Chi. What tarot card are you? Anyone?
The Tower.
Because I don't know them that well.
The Tower is the one that people know. It's the Tower. Isn't there one that's literally just called Death?
Yes.
The Chariot.
Yeah. The Chariot. Yeah.
I'm
the
Timber's the Fool. Although I guess if you want to go by...
I'm the Fool.
I guess I would technically be the Fool because the Fool's always the protagonist, and I'm pretty sure I'm the protagonist of this.
Am I an NPC then?
You're Hop.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
You're slowly realizing you're not the main character.
How is this happening to me? Dang it, Ken. I was going to say the Tower.
You can both be the Tower.
We can't both be the Tower.
I'm pretty sure...
I'll be the Hanged
not that
Man,
similar.
then.
The Hanged Man. I don't know anything about tarot cards, I'm sorry.
No, tarot. It's not tarot.
It's Tarot like carrot, because it rhymes with carrot, which, by the way, is very important to me.
Uh-huh.
And we will eventually kill it.
Carrots or terrets?
Carrots. Though terrets are next. That's like the evolved form of carrot.
We have several more. Do you guys have time? Do you want to go through more of these, or do you want to?
We can.
Okay.
I'm alright.
All right. Which video game would you like to see in a different genre? Or which game would you like to see in a different genre? Like, I guess you could say, like, you want to see, I don't know, a first-person shooter in the Tales of series or something like that.
That would be super wild, and honestly not that much of a stretch for the way that game plays, but...
Bang Dream fighting game.
I could see that happening, too.
Waifu Wars. There we go.
I want to see a Warriors game that combines all the characters from different Suda properties.
Oh, that'd be very interesting. I would
That
like
would-
to actually see that.
Because I know if he did it like that, it wouldn't be normal. He would still do something where it's really messed up, where like each character would have a completely different control style too.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And the Killer
yeah.
7 characters would still have to hold down the A button to walk.
This may be somewhat predictable, but Kingdom Hearts in the style of Dark Souls.
Kingdom Hearts sucks. Why are you so fixated on it?
Kingdom Hearts in the style of Dark Souls. No, hear me out. Okay, all the Disney bosses, but they're like...
But didn't you know,
Dis-
Timber? Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Dark Souls of the series.
Oh my god. I don't have a PS3. I still can't play it.
It's not even for
PS3. It's the PS4. PS4! I'm behind a gen. Please, leave me alone. I'm old.
You're almost behind 2 gens.
I'm older than you.
We're both older than you.
Oh god. But yeah, no, like freakish, deformed, like Disney characters as bosses, dying in 2 hits, having to watch Donald and Goofy get brutalized
Jesus.
every time
Sora!
they get into a fight. Sora, Gorsh, please save me from the from the darkness, Sora.
God.
It's so dark.
I mean, I'd play it. But I played Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't have any standards.
Did you enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3?
No, it was boring.
No.
It was so boring.
Oh,
It sucked. We can save
Aw.
that for another day. That's another rant to go on. All right, a couple more questions. We have 5 more. 5 more. One's a oh. No, that's not really a question. I'm skipping it. Mark, that's not a question. Sorry. All right, from Chia. From Chien here. Favorite Corpse Party character? Go. Seiko.
Ah, damn, I was gonna say Seiko.
That's fine. You can pick the same character. I also like the girl from Blood Drive. The what's her name? I just started playing it. Like the main character, like a cultist girl. Corpse Party, Blood Drive characters. I can't remember her name because I've only played it like one time. Oh, what's her name? Aiko Niwa. I like her. She's also just like heartless and an idiot. Where I'm as far as I'm into the game, and I like her a lot. Timber.
What is Corpse Party?
Corpse Party is a Japanese adventure game. It also has visual novel elements to it. You should play that one. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
lot
you'll
of
like it.
reading.
Looking at it, I actually do think I would enjoy it. I just never heard of it. I'll have to try this one.
You can,
I also do
I'm
like Yuya.
which one's Yuya? Is that the blonde-haired guy?
Nah, the kind of
Do you have the glasses?
No, he doesn't have the glasses.
My favorite character is Takamine. It's the 3rd image on the game's trailer, so it must be an important character.
The victim in Heavenly, the elementary school.
Takamine Yanagihori.
I don't even know what they look like. There's also Naomi and Seiko, so maybe I should go with like...
Go with Seiko. Just say
Yeah,
Seiko.
go with Seiko.
You would like her.
I'll just say Seiko.
Okay, Timber doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, next one from Big No No. What game genres would benefit by having more dinosaurs in them? Other than all of them, I think a good RPG or a good stealth game based around sneaking past dinosaurs. Like, if they ever remake Dino Crisis, I want it to be a stealth-based game that incentivizes sneaking around dinosaurs, because why would this amazing redhead be able to kill them? Because that's just ridiculous. Why would they interact like this?
Wasn't that just Metal Gear Solid 4?
No, No, you run away from like cow robots that moo.
Oh.
I'm sure there's at least one mooing dinosaur out there.
What genres do you guys think?
Dynasty Warriors.
I
Either
can see
Dynasty
it.
Warriors or a Souls-like game, which is in the vein of your Dino Crisis, where you're basically trying to not die from these things and that they would kill you in like 1 or 2 hits.
Okay.
And you're trying to like dodge and try to do chip damage, so to speak,
That's-
either with guns or like with swords, trying to kill their hardened exterior compared to our frail human ones. Maybe I should
That
make
would-
this game.
Make it. Do you want me to cut,
That's actually really.
do you want me to cut that out so it can be your idea? Hold on. Say copyright, do not steal.
I was just thinking, like, kind of in a similar vein. What's the my brain is blanking right now. That game where you're like 4 survivors and somebody plays as like a serial killer and runs around and tries to get you all
Dead by
before
Daylight?
you turn on the generators. Dead by Daylight, yes. Basically Dead by Daylight, but instead of like a serial killer you're running away from, it's just like literally a T-Rex that's just like trying to hunt you down.
So
But, like, you don't
Evolve?
have any like real way to deal with it, right? So it's just like it's a T-Rex. And it just you just have to count on this giant stompy thing somehow not seeing you while you do a bunch of stuff. I could see that being really terrifying, just because like no matter where you are on the map, you like see the T-Rex, like you know that it could have a sight line on you because it's just so big. But I don't know.
I think you would like Evolve.
Evolve.
I've heard of
work anymore.
Evolve is dead. Evolve, like, it turned into abandonware because no one plays it anymore.
Timber, I noticed you like to play games no one else likes. Can I interest you in Evolved? It is a multiplayer game that no one's playing anymore.
No one's playing anymore.
I think it's perfect for you because no one wants to play games with you.
Timber, have you heard of this game that came out in 2002? I know that you're behind the times, so this should be right up your alley.
It's a hot new game.
You're gonna love Left 4 Dead 2.
The hottest. Left 4 Dead 2. Oh my god. It's actually sad because the thing is, I really do have this sentiment with games where, you know, I have a full library of games, and many of them are still, like, they haven't become bad games just because they got old, right? Like, nobody's playing them, sure, but that hasn't depreciated the value. I don't play multiplayer games much, so when it comes to my games, they're single-player experiences. They haven't stopped being good games, so I do regularly dive into my Steam library to try and find something that I'm like, hey, I own this and never played it. Why? And that happened with Xenonauts. That's why I have like suddenly 30 hours in that game when I had never played it and have owned it for 4 years or something crazy. So, anywho.
All right, couple more questions. One of them I'm gonna save because I want you guys to think about too. From Azriel, also known as Earth Sandwich in my chat. If you can bring back any franchise for one more installment before being guaranteed no more entries for the rest of time, what would it be? Space Channel 5 Space Channel 5. I just want a part 3. I don't care because I know they're not going to make any more after this VR game that comes out. So just give me one more.
Which Yuki Nakashima is a part of, so I'm very happy.
That or even like Jet Set Radio because I know they won't make another one. Literally any big Dreamcast game that came out that hasn't gotten a sequel in 10 years or longer.
Please make Dark Cloud 3. Please.
What about for you, Ken? Anything different?
I would like a Detroit Become Human sequel.
Oh, you liked it that much, huh?
I really
would-
did like it.
I would say if you did that, then because they don't really sequelize their games, then that company couldn't make any more games. I would say it for that because instead of giving them one series, like that's just their style. Like Quantic Dream couldn't make another game after that.
That's fine.
Did you play? did you play Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, or Indigo Prophecy?
Jason?
So
Jason.
Beyond Two Souls, I've seen some gameplay of it. I don't like it. It doesn't interest me. The whole idea.
I've played through it a handful of times, and because Mujihi has it, and it's interesting. It's an interesting style of gameplay. I thought it was really weird too. I don't like the snap-backiness of the storytelling for that particular game, but I thought it was interesting, nonetheless.
That's fair. I didn't really know too much about Beyond Two Souls, but I was basically just like, hey, I mean, they made these other games too that are like literally the same thing as Detroit Become Human, especially Indigo Prophecy.
Indigo Prophecy is fairly similar to that.
I wanted to play that, but both that and we just said it and I forgot it. The what was with Pyramid?
Beyond Two Souls?
Yeah, no, the other one. The Jason one.
Heavy Rain?
Heavy Rain.
Both Indigo Prophecy and Heavy Rain have been spoiled for me. So, like, I don't care enough to go through it. Because for me, with those games, controlling like ass and being up their own ass, like, for me, it would have to be, like, you know, the murder mystery, like, who's the killer, and, like, the weird shit that happens in Indigo Prophecy. I know what happens now, so there's no point in me ever playing them. Like, that's the whole point of playing them. If I go in and be like, oh, I know who the killer is, like... I know that things can play out differently, but it's not enough for me.
Yeah, I think there are some games that are definitely designed as single play games. Mm-hmm. And they mostly arose probably in the past decade or so. Like, it was really not a good idea in the past to make like one-shot games because that wasn't very profitable. And to date, that probably still stands. It really doesn't make sense that they ever existed.
They shouldn't cost
except for
$60,
Telltale, where they could just It made sense with Telltale because they could churn them out because they made them very lazily, but I don't know.
Because I just think like with them charging like $60 for a one-time through game, like a one and done. People are like, what you do with movies? I'm like, you don't spend $60 to go see a movie one time. You don't even buy the movie later on for $60 and then watch it one time. Games are too expensive to do a one and done game for full price.
Unless you're Japanese.
Oh god, like all their games are one and done. There's no MSRP there. It's just whatever they feel like releasing it for. If it's a niche JRPG series, you're going to be paying a lot for it.
Speaking of which, did you ever play the Phantasmagoria series? Since I know that you're on FMV horror stuff right now.
I have played both of them. The first one I liked until the end chase sequence because it made no sense and it was on a timer you couldn't see or anything. And then I played the sequel just recently and I accidentally showed boobs on stream.
Oops. Yeah, that definitely happens in that one.
Because also, like, like the games will sometimes be like, there's sexual content. I'm like, what is it? Like a busty blonde woman? I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, it's still very, it is still very tame considering that was like nearly an X-rated game for what it had.
Like, there's only boobs.
And
it's really not that bad.
Although like it's really nothing.
That game was weird because I expected like psychological horror game, and I got main character finds out that main character is at work and people keep dying, but he's more worried about the fact that he thinks he's A, possibly bisexual, B, doesn't know if polyamory is okay, and 3, realizing he's into BDSM. It was a really weird thing. And I actually said to Fangirl, she's like, in the 90s that was probably considered horror. That's scary.
Let's not forget that a good chunk of that is like an hour of the horror of sifting through your emails.
Yep. A lot of it's from emails. The whole time I just kept playing them like, but her emails, anytime we got something from the lady in the office who was attracted to us. Okay, we have 2 more. One of them I'm going to skip. One of them was, what would my FMV look like? I want you guys, if you were making an FMV game, I want you to think about it so we can talk about it next time, because I'm on a huge kick of it, and I would like, because I want to be in an FMV game. If anyone's listening to this that is making one, I have a green screen, I have a microphone, and I have a light. I can shoot video here and be in your game. Please, I want to be in an FMV game really bad.
I can make it happen. I have PowerPoint. I have green screens.
Maybe you can help me.
I can write it.
Yes, these are all good ideas. I'm trying to get people involved. Person Suit came by the other day in my chat, and he's like, "Oh, these are fun." I'm like, "Let's be in one," and he seemed to be on board. But
it's nothing.
Do you know how to use After Effects? Either of you?
Yes, okay. I frequently composite with it. That's how I made our background for the new Podasaurus videos soon. TBD.
So, because I want to make stinger transitions for in between my scenes, or of pre-rendered backgrounds of me taking pictures and like really crisping up the JPEG quality of them, and me like in a walk cycle that I've recorded and on a green screen walk from one area to another.
Yes. I could make it happen. We'll talk.
I really want this. All right, so Black Shotgun will answer that next time. And last from Barrakin. At what point does something become a spoiler, and can official stuff before the release of a game be considered a spoiler? To answer this backwards, official stuff can be considered a spoiler, but also at the same time, if it's like in every single trailer, I feel like if people are like, oh, I've been keeping up on it, then it's a spoiler. But if people are like, oh no, I have been on media blackout, I think it's very contextual to answer the first part too. It's contextual. If someone's like Timber said, I have been blind, I don't want to know anything about the Pokemon I'm going to run into. Keep it vague. But if Ken's like, I watched the launch trailer for Dead Stranding, I don't want to know anything, I'd be like, fuck you. There's stuff in that one. I can talk to you about the launch trailer because it's in there and you already saw it.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Generally speaking, I think the rule of thumb that I've heard thrown around the most is if it's something that you would see within the first hour of gameplay, then it is not a spoiler.
I catch Pokemon. That's a spoiler.
Now, that said, this is frequently broken, and I think a big reason why Barry's bringing this up is about the big news with the Jedi game that came out, where part of the trailer shows, like, literally the ending of the game.
What?
In the trailer.
Yep. That's why I never saw anything about this game. I saw the trailer, and I was like, well... Oh my god!
Wasn't that supposed to be a big reveal, guys? Okay.
And then
so,
I'm
gonna try not to spoil it here.
I played the
I don't
game.
recommend looking.
I got to the ending. Oh, that was another thing I should have brought. I beat Tim Fallen Order. I beat the game, and then the scene happens, and I'm like, oh, this is the end of the game.
So were you playing the game the whole time? You're like, God, I wonder when that scene's gonna pop up. Or is it even in the game?
Exactly, because I had an inkling that eventually that scene was gonna happen sooner or later because of timeline-wise of where this takes place in the Star Wars universe. This event has to happen sooner or later, and then when it happened at the end of the game, I'm like, okay.
It stings. It hurts.
When does it take place in the Star Wars universe? Or is it a spoiler?
It happens between the 18 years of Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. So that era. I'm not going to pinpoint a year per se.
So just the in-between times before the Lukening happens.
Before the Battle of Yavin. Yeah. So... It's interesting nonetheless.
God.
But for me personally, I would do about a month.
Yeah, I usually try and at least give people the first week or two to if something came out and we all bought it the same day, I haven't told my girlfriend what happens in the Pokemon game. I know she doesn't care so much, but I don't tell her I'm like, oh, you fight this is gonna happen. I don't tell her stuff because I know she's taking time. But in chat, I won't talk about it for 2 weeks. Just because after that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this now.
I don't really have arbitrary things like that for post-release because in my mind, the people who really, really want to play a game and not get spoiled, they've finished it long before I ever got to the point of knowing that information. Like I said, I'm in the Captain K spectrum of playing games. I'll be months into a game that people beat in the first 3 days. So I expect by the time I'm talking about it, most people are aware of what I'm talking about. But that's just me.
All right. Do you guys have anything else for this, or would you want to wrap up? Any other pressing topics to bring up before we leave?
Let's see. Pressing topics.
Anything you would like to promote? Well, I guess we could do that at the end when we promote ourselves. Oh, wait. Oh, I know what we can bring up. You guys have anything on the horizon that you want to talk about before we get to the promo? Anything that you're looking forward to making or sharing with people? That's promoing, but not exactly.
So I
go right ahead.
Ken, I'm sorry, Ken. This always happens. The timing is weird. Go.
Okay, so for the month of December, we are doing 2 major episodes. First off, it is going to be our 100th episode in about 2 weeks. So by the time the next episode airs for Podasaurus, that's when our 100th episode is going to be happening. And we are also going to be doing a best of 2019 and best of the decade for the music industry for Japan. So if you guys want to listen to my ramblings about the Japanese music industry, come listen to that.
And what are you working on, Timber?
Sounds awesome. I did a second episode for my Bloodstained Abridged series that came out over the weekend. And by the time you see this, it'll have been another week since release. But I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you are interested in the Bloodstained games. It's still in the early part, so it's right up until and the completion of the first boss fight in the castle. And I also talk about decryption and some little Easter eggy things that are in the game in that video, so it's well worth a watch if you still care about Bloodstained in this winter of 2019, which I don't think many people do. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on.
And I'm going to be not currently, but soon I will be editing this here very podcast. So that's what that's what I got in the pipelines.
He's got it in his future. I can see it now in my little crystal ball.
Other than that, I have nothing else going on. I might start doing some little random videos here and there, just like how I did like those itch.io games, or just something small that I can throw up on here that I wouldn't take a place of like an entire stream or wouldn't fit for that. Or just like, I don't know. Do you want to see me play long plays of things? Like, I don't know, 20-minute segments of a single game? Do you want me to play Pokemon Fire Red and make no progress in it like Game Grumps did for like 200 to 300 episodes? Tell me below in the comments.
That kind of situation is precisely why I made the Abridged series, was to kind of cut out those things. But I totally understand. Like, it doesn't require as much editing, so it's a lot easier to kind of get that out. So people are into it. People want to see like everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a market for that too.
Yeah. Well, I think that is all from us today. What would you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
That all?
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, sounds good. Podcast good.
Yeah, sounds good. So we'll end this by saying, where can people find you, Ken?
You can find me on my Japanese music-based podcast, Ongaku to You, and you can look it up on the good old Twitters, Instagrams, YouTubes. You can find that out where every popular podcast can be found. And you can also find me on Twitter at OTYKen1. Where can we find you, Timber?
If you want to know more about me and the things that I do, you can go to twitch.tv/TimberTaft, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. That does change week to week, though. So if you want to know my schedule, you can see it on twitter.com/TimberTaft, or you can join my Discord. Link is in my Twitch and Twitter and other places. And also you can see my videos that I make, usually like parodies, songs, top tens, abridged series, just talking about random stuff in video games. You can see that on youtube.com/TimberTaft. I do make a lot of stuff there, so please check it out, because that's where my effort goes a lot of the time. Yeah. What about you, Kyo?
Smooth. And my name is Lou. I go by KyoryuHunter on everything. You can find me on twitch.tv/KyoryuHunter. You can find me on twitter.com/KokusaiKyoryu. The links will be in the video and also in the description. I play retro games, horror games, anything that's kind of fucking weird. That's what I do now. I played a lot of horror before, but we're changing things up. We're playing FMV games. I want to be in an FMV game.
Woo!
Please, for the love of God, someone let me be in your FMV game. Trying to think of anything going forward. We might have some more videos coming up, like I said, like little bite-sized games. I'm also a member of Team Redirect. If you don't want to know who they are a group of content creators on a bunch of different platforms. You can find them on twitter.com/theteamredirect. I should probably point them out here and there. They are some fine folks, and yeah, we do some stuff with them. I did a commentary with them back in, commentating back in September on RE2 Classic Speedrun Race, and I think that we have some more stuff like that in the pipelines. I'm not too sure what exactly yet, but something probably around the beginning of the year we'll have something new coming out. But definitely go and check them out and the other creators on there as well. But that being said, thank you guys so much for listening to Podasaurus Season 2, Episode 2, titled To Be Confirmed, because I haven't picked one yet. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Aloha.